Hey friends, happy holidays. So last year I made a video about this lawsuit we were facing, this suit from Richard Carrier, who was very upset with us because we kicked him off of our blog network and because Skepticon kicked him out of their conference, and we posted these scurrilous accusations that he didn't have good boundary control. Well, we have news. We have good news. Since I talked about it last year, I thought, hey, I should talk about it here this year. And the good news is pretty straightforward. We won. Okay, we won. We're done. Richard Carrier signed off on an agreement that he would drop the suit, further that he would not prosecute us over anything. So it was a dismissal with prejudice on his part. So we're through. What a relief. What a nice holiday gift. But I do have to say a few other things about it because, of course, he can't shut up. One of the things he has since done is he has posted a victory lap, of all things. So he has written, let's see, what does he say? In the spirit of the coming holidays, I'm dismissing my lawsuits after getting from the defendants all the evidence they had, which I have now published on my website. Oh, wow. So he thinks he has won this lawsuit. Let me remind you that there were basically three things he was demanding from us way back in 2016 when he started this whole mess. One of the things he said was he wanted us to remove all of these accusations from the web. All of our claims about his predatory sexual behavior were supposed to be removed. We have the cease and desist letters to demonstrate that, okay? We got all kinds of stuff from him saying, please take this off the web or I will sue you into oblivion. The second thing he wanted was to silence all discussion of his behavior. This was a slap suit. So this was a suit that was supposed to shut us up for the duration of the lawsuit, and then he would win some kind of victory that would say we had to shut up about it forevermore. And the third thing he wanted was damages. He wanted to transfer millions of dollars from our pockets to his. And by our, I mean Free Thought Blogs, my personal money, the Orbit, Stephanie Zvan's personal account, and also Lauren Lane and the Skepticon conference. He wanted massive damages he wanted massive damages on the scale of $2.1 million from me. Basically, this would have shut down Skepticon, the Orbit, and Free Thought Blogs. We would have to go into bankruptcy and all this other kind of messy stuff. So those are the three things he wanted. What did he get out of this dismissal? Well, all the stuff we wrote is still up. None of that got removed. Okay? So that didn't work. Did he get millions of dollars in damage from us? No, he got no damages at all from us. He basically surrendered all of his claims on us. And then finally, did he silence all discussion of his misbehavior? No, because the agreement specifically says that we are permitted to discuss all this stuff as much as we want. So he failed totally. This is kind of a major victory for us, where he got nothing that he wanted out of it. He says all these other things, of course. He says, in the spirit of the coming holidays, I would like to point out that this was started in 2016. There were holidays in 2016, 2017, 2018, and which apparently he had no spirit in him and did nothing about the lawsuit except keep it going. He also claims, well, I've gotten everything that I needed. I got all the evidence I wanted from them in these various depositions and things. And that's also silly because when he filed the first lawsuit, we put all this stuff together. He demanded all this stuff from our email. We sent it in. He had everything by 2017 at the latest. If he wanted, he could have stopped at that point. Okay, so we can demonstrate now that Richard Carrier is going to be lying about his participation in this particular lawsuit. He's going to lie in claiming that he won. And most embarrassing of all for him should be that he claims to be a master of logic and reason, and this is a total failure of logic and reason. It's neglecting the evidence that we have. What a sad end for the guy to come to. All right, one last thing I'll mention. I said last year I made this little video about the state of the case, and I have to now do a little bit of the necessary gloating because I looked back at that video and read some of the comments, and they're pretty darn silly. So let me read a couple of my favorite comments from that old video. Here's one. A fellow says, "So, keep laughing, Myers, keep laughing. When that verdict comes down, it will wipe the smug smile right off of your fucking face. Stop slandering people, stop defaming people. That is not your right under the law as it pertains to free speech, you smug asshole." Okay, he's right about the smug asshole part. Yeah, I will own up to that. He's also right that I'm going to keep laughing. I am laughing right now. But when that verdict comes down, no, we know exactly what was going to happen there. And the verdict came down. Basically, he lost. We didn't have to wait for the verdict because he surrendered completely and gave up on the lawsuit. Here's another one. "Myers, you are a pompous, self-important, politically correct virtue signaler who has become a total bore. You will lose the case." That's a pretty explicit prediction. And as I just pointed out, no, we didn't lose the case. We won. So, oh, sure, I can agree. I'm a pompous, self-important, politically correct virtue signaler. Yeah, I like to signal my virtue. So does everybody. So, big deal. I must point out, however, that even at the time that was made, even at the time the first lawsuit was sent in against us, we were confident we could beat it. This is a patently silly legal harassment that Richard Carrier was going through. And the only question in our minds was how long it would take and how much money we'd have to spend on a lawyer to get it done. Because realistically, everything we said was true. There was just, supposedly the truth is your ultimate defense against slander or libel. And we had the truth. We have the evidence. We had the witnesses. We had the victims of his aggressive sexual behavior. So no, that was not an issue. I'll also point out that our lawyer was extremely confident. He has done this. Mark Randazza has done these kinds of things a lot. And he knows exactly what he's doing. We got a really good lawyer. And our lawyer was extremely confident. He cautioned us that the law is an ass and that sometimes bad decisions get handed down. So, yeah, we were prepared for that possibility. In this case, we didn't have to worry about it. So, yeah, we knew what we were doing, and we knew how this was going to come out. But then look at Richard Carrier. Richard Carrier's lawyer quit or was fired when he lost the first lawsuit. So he first sued all of these defendants all at once, and then he got dismissed on the issue of venue. He was trying to sue all of these scattered people in Ohio, which he'd only moved to like the week we dismissed him. So he lost that first lawsuit, got rid of his lawyer. I would guess his lawyer wasn't quite as confident about his prospects as our lawyer was. And then he opened 3 new lawsuits. He threw 3 lawsuits separately at, again, one was aimed at Lauren Lane and Skepticon, and that one got thrown out of court. So he lost that one definitively, and that was dismissed with prejudice. He had confronted us in a Minneapolis court, and we were waiting for the judge's decision on that, but he made some really silly arguments. We didn't think it was going to be much of a challenge. It was going to be dismissed here, too. But I can't say it was, because it wasn't. Not yet, because he surrendered before we could get the judge to make that judgment. And then we had an up-and-coming deposition scheduled in Arizona for Amy Frank, who was also named in this. He had so many people he had named in these lawsuits. And we were looking forward to that one because we had something planned for him. That was the one case where we were going to be threatening with a countersuit. And because Arizona law would allow us to do that. And apparently when he heard that, that's when Richard Carrier suddenly realized that instead of bullying people who were going to be passively sitting back and waiting for a fair outcome from this court case, we were actually going to punch back, and he wouldn't have any control over that, and that's when he surrendered. So yeah, all you people who were thinking, oh well, Myers and Zvan and Lauren Lane and Amy Frank are going to get their comeuppance and they're going to get roughed up in this court battle, you were wrong. Neener. So that's all I wanted to say, let you know where we are with this. The case is over. However, I will include a link down below to our GoFundMe because we still have lawyers' fees that have to pay. The case is over. We're safe. We're legally allowed to discuss everything in the case now. However, we do have to pay off that expensive lawyer we had. So we're going to be continuing to do some fundraising. It just means that the numbers are not going to keep climbing. They have stopped now. They are stabilized. And all we got to do is meet our current pending debt and we'll be out of this forever. And we got a lot of us working to make the money to pay this off. So I think we're going to be in good shape. Richard Carrier, on the other hand, he's all alone. He's unemployed. Oh man, was he stupid to get into this. It's not that we were going after him. We were happy with this dismissal because we don't want anything to do with him. But he provoked it, and now he's got to pay it all off on his own with no job. Okay. Keep trying to sell those books on logic and reason, guy. We're so confident in your understanding of those principles and of evidence and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, I should quit crowing over this. That's good enough. Thanks for everything, everyone. We will talk to you later. Go to our GoFundMe. Please donate. Please help us out. And we will talk to you later, hopefully about something even more pleasant, like science or something. Okay, bye.